Namaste. My name is Lacey, and I invite you to join me in this practice today, focusing upon poses and movements that will both strengthen and challenge our balance and stability. Please know that every movement and pose that I demonstrate today may not feel appropriate for your body. We all have different limitations, and even energetically, we may feel that we don't want to push ourselves today, or definitely if something doesn't feel right in your body, absolutely if something is painful, or if you just don't feel like going full force into a challenge that I present to you. Please know there are always modifications. These practices are meant for you. So tailor them that they are always best for your body and for your energy level. With that, we will be using two props today. One of them will be a strap, and if you don't have a yoga strap, a belt or even a dog leash can work fine, as long as it's about 6 feet long and that it's rather structured, that it's not like a resistance band that's very stretchy. Also, we will be using a block. If you don't have a yoga block, a very firm cushion or pillow can work as well. So with that, have your strap handy. We'll be using that in the beginning of our seated opening. But for right now, let's start our practice with a few rounds of deep breathing. Close your eyes. Let your shoulders fall down away from your ears. Feel your hips rooting down into your chair. Feel that as well with your feet, that your feet are rooting down into the floor. If you need to have a block or a cushion underneath your feet in case they don't reach the floor, please have that. And as you have your hands cupped up or down in your lap, however it feels best to keep those shoulders down away from your ears, let your crown rise toward the ceiling and feel the breath begin to deepen, filling the belly on your inhale, and then noticing that as you exhale slowly with control, your belly button moves back toward your spine. So if my count is too long or too short for you, please adjust it to suit you. Beginning with an exhale, feeling our belly button once again draw back toward our spine, keeping a lift of the spine as tall as we can with that rooting and grounding effect in the hips and the feet. We'll begin with an inhale, filling the belly for 4, 3, 2, 1. And gently exhale, pulling that belly back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Beginning again. Inhale, belly full. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale smoothly. 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax the shoulders, move the jaw in case you started clenching a little bit. Inhale, fill the belly. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale slowly with control. 4, 3, 2, 1. Beautiful. Beginning again. Inhale smoothly. 4, 3, 2, 1. Belly back as you begin your exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Last round. Inhale, shoulders down. 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale slowly with control. 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax your breath. Even a simple, basic, deep breath practice, just for a few counts, few rounds, can really help signal to the body to relax, to help focus, and just to remain present, especially for your practice. Keeping your eyes closed, let your hands relax in your lap, and then when you are ready, gently blink your eyes open, returning to your normal rhythm of breath, noticing how you feel. Again, I tend to hold tension in my jaw and in my chin, so you may see me moving that side to side. Don't feel silly doing that. We just tend to hold that tension in our body. So again, rolling the shoulders up and back. Shoulders again along with your neck, hold tension. So let's try to release that. Even if you can't get all of that tension out of your body, little bits at a time can really help just decreasing that. And then switching the direction of your circles, going forward or back, whichever felt natural to you. And then letting your hands come to the sides. Just let that natural traction effect of your shoulders coming down with your fingertips pointed toward the floor at the sides. Noticing, can you turn your chin towards your right shoulder, keeping it tucked slightly in. And then inhale, taking your chin back center. And then here we go one more time, turning the chin toward now the left shoulder. Draw that shoulder down. Maybe you can't look all the way on one side. That's fine. Don't fight that. Don't battle it. And then inhale, coming back center. And now from here, we're going to take our strap. And we're just going to begin to activate some of our lower body. So again, be where you are. If my leg is a lot higher than yours when I lift it, please know that that does not mean you have to reach that level. Be where you are in your practice. Activation is what we're looking for, not height, not in exactly matching what I'm doing. As long as you can feel the muscles that we're looking for to engage in our body to help assist us with balance, not just in our practice today, but throughout our day, throughout our lives. We always need to strengthen those muscles that help us, that will carry us through the day and help us recoil when we kind of trip or have a little slip up like all of us do throughout life. So with that, holding your strap in both hands, loop it around the arch or around the ball of your right foot. And now from here, draw your shoulders down. So as if you were holding stirrups like a horse, lifting your foot up, press into your strap. Now crawl your hands along the strap until you can feel your arms start to lengthen and straighten. And now from here, draw your shoulders down, lift your chest, and now really start to even take your hand and press into that quadricep, that thigh muscle. That's what we want to awaken. So as we use the assistance of the strap to not just hold the leg and the foot in position, but to also feel that activation. As you push your foot into the strap, imagine a wall was there as well. Take another breath in here, activating that thigh muscle, and then exhale, gently bend the knee, drawing that back down, shaking that out a bit. Maybe you want to do like the windshield wiper leg motion. That's what I like to call it. Or not exactly windshield wiper legs, but kind of like a little thigh master. I know that's trademarked, but you know what I'm talking about, just shaking that out side to side. So now switching sides. So again, getting into this with the height that's appropriate for you. If you need a bend into that knee, that's perfectly fine. Don't force any kind of straightening in your limbs. So with that, getting your strap ready, lift up your foot. Now maybe this side is a little weaker. Our non-dominant leg tends to be. So again, don't get into a battle. See if you can crawl those hands a little bit further along your strap. Press your foot into that as if you're pressing into a wall and feel that thigh muscle really engage, that quadricep muscle. That's what we're looking for. So as you press that away, again, stabilization as well through the core. This is where we feel our belly, our core muscles assist us as we draw the shoulders down. Take another breath in here. Beautiful. And now exhale, gently bend that knee, bring that foot down, and then once again, shake that out side to side. And now from here, we're going to do that one more time on each side. So again, maybe you've got a little bit of an awakening there. What we want to focus on is, again, the stabilization, not just the power of a lift, but we're going to work on the trunk muscles so that those are the key muscles to stabilize us in our balance poses. So even though we want those muscles strong, we want to feel a lifting action as well. So this time, let's focus also on the rise of the chest and the crown as we keep that core strong. So with that, get ready with your strap, lift up on your inhale. As you exhale, feel your belly get stronger, feeling the belly button pull toward the spine as you drop those shoulders down. Crawl along the strap. And now again, doesn't matter how high you get that leg. It doesn't matter how straight that leg is. If you need a micro bend, perfectly fine. Don't lock out that knee joint ever in your practice. Can you get a little bit more juice into that thigh? Maybe pressing your hand into it. You can feel that activation. One more breath. Exhale, gently, slowly bring that down. Shake it out. Can definitely feel a difference when that muscle's woken up. So again, big group muscle in the quadricep, in that thigh. So let's move on to now the left. One more time on this side. You know where we're going. Inhale, lifting up. Again, don't lock out that knee joint. Crawl along the strap to work best for you. Get those arms straight, and then shoulders down as the chest and the crown of the head lifts. So again, you've got a lot going on, even with the assistance of the strap. A lot of this is just you getting these muscles engaged. It is about just this awareness in your body. So don't get frustrated. Be patient. Take another breath in here. Beautiful. Exhale, gently lower that. Shake that out. And we're going to just keep the strap aside for now. And so as you release that, we're going to come into a couple rounds of a seated cat-cow. So again, I like this warm-up. This is great, especially if you've been in the car or if you do happen to get on a plane. This is a great little release of flexion and extension of the spine. So I take my fingers and I cup my kneecaps and I let my head lower and I round up into my spine as I'm pulling against those kneecaps. And now as I straighten my arms, I'm pulling my chest through. And this is like the cow, the extension part, gazing up if it feels natural or just looking straight ahead. Always honor what feels best for your neck. 2 more times we're going to round, so you can let the elbows slightly bend and relax as you round up. Now feel, as you're rounding up into the mid-back, it may not be as expressive as when we stand and do our cat-cows, but you can feel that awakening in the mid-back. One more time, rounding, flexion of the spine, and then exhale as you lengthen, push your hips into the seat, gazing up, chest pulling through the arms, and then releasing that. We're going to come to standing with our chair. Again, have your block available to you. We will use the strap again later in our practice. So keep that handy. I'm turning the chair seat to face me. Now I will be turning my seat a few more times in this practice. Again, those of you familiar with my videos know that you may need a few more warm-ups, especially in your beginning Surya Namaskar. Maybe you need to pause the video, turn the chair around, and work a little bit higher. I tend to use the chair seat for most of my standing poses. But if you need to work higher and turn the chair around and work with the chair back, please do so. So with that, standing before your chair, feet are parallel to the sides of the room. Bring them in. That may feel a little pigeon-toed. This is your Tadasana mountain pose. Arms at the sides. We're going to begin with 2 rounds of arms only. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Fingertips reach toward the ceiling. Exhale. Feel your belly pull back, just like we did in our initial opening breathing exercise. Same action of the belly. As you inhale, breathing in, gazing up if it feels good. Exhale, turn the palms out. And as you feel the exhale, the belly is pulling back toward the spine. Adding onto the hips with our opening salutations. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, begin to bend the knees, pull back in the hips, and bring your hands to the chair seat. We're going to go through a couple rounds of cat-cow. Let yourself hang. Maybe you want to sway side to side, pedal the knees, work out any kind of tension. Let this be natural and spontaneous. When you're ready, get your shoulders, elbows, and wrists in the same strong straight line. Let your head hang. Let your hips be over your heels and round up for your cat, like a Halloween scaredy cat. Exhale, pull the chest through, gazing forward for your cow pose. 2 more times, rounding. Really press through the feet. Again, that's a grounding effect as well, feeling energy rising up in your legs. Arms are straight as your chest pulls through for cow pose. 1 more time. Feeling that rounding up in the mid-back. Let the head hang, flexion of the spine. Exhale for your cow pose. Crown and tail are reaching away from each other as far as possible. Bending the elbows, pressing up with those bent knees, coming to your Urdhva Hastasana, upward facing hands, and exhale, arms come down to the sides. We're going to be adding on puppy dog with those cat-cows. Inhale, sweeping up. Again, if you need to take more rounds, please do so, friends. Bend your knees, hips pull back. That hip hinge is something we're going to explore. Inhale, rounding up. Exhale, hips move back. One more time, rounding up. And then exhale, your tailbone tips back as you feel that belly pulling up toward your spine. From here, we're going to move into our opening puppy dog. So step one foot back at a time. Either foot can lead you. Have your feet a little wider than hips distance if you need to. And press your hands into your chair seat or the chair back if you're working higher. Now keep a generous bend into the knees, especially for your opening dog. Your belly might even be on your thighs in this deep knee bend. That's perfectly fine. Move your head just side to side. Roll your shoulders out toward the sides of your room, away from your ears, and let your head hang. Keep pulling your hips up and back. Take your time. If your hamstrings are tight, bend your knees. Take another round of breath in here. And then as you inhale, gaze forward toward your hands, lifting the head and the chest. Walk to your chair seat. We're going to do another round of cat-cow here. Inhale, round, shoulders over the wrists. Exhale, hips are over the heels. You'll feel the extension in your spine. One more time, rounding up. This should feel really good, really releasing. Exhale. Belly action is really the stabilizing force here. Bending the elbows, pressing up, coming up into Urdhva Hastasana, and then exhale. Turn the palms back down. Beautiful. We're going to do that one more time, and then coming into our next section. Inhale, sweep. Exhale, pull the hips back. Let yourself round. We'll do 2 rounds of cat-cow here. Exhale, pulling the chest through, gazing forward. Inhale, rounding for cat. Let it be fluid. Let those transitions feel really smooth as the tailbone tips back and the crown looks forward. From here, stepping back, either foot leads you into your puppy dog. Push away with the arms. Biceps and triceps are active. Your triceps are your outer upper arms. Your bicep muscles are facing your cheeks. So can you roll your shoulders out and firm the biceps and triceps at the same time? It is a practice. Keep pressing your palms into the chair seat. Pull the hips up and back. Your bum is going up toward the ceiling, but your head is low. And as you look down at your feet, can you see your heels? Adjust your feet so that you cannot see your heels. Disappear them if you will. Take another breath in here. As you exhale, feel that belly pulling back towards your hips. As you inhale, gaze forward, walking to your chair seat. 2 more rounds of cat-cow, and then we'll move on here. Pulling through for your cow. Let your breath initiate the movement. Your inhale leads you to round up into your cat. Your exhale transitions you into cow. From here, bending the elbows, press up. Beautiful work so far in your opening Surya Namaskar, your sun salutations. From here, taking in just a gentle standing cobra. Take your hands, either fingers up or down or fist to the small of your back, your sacrum. Coax that tailbone down, pull your shoulders back and open up. Really ground through those feet once again. Look up if it feels right. Feel that standing cobra. And then as you inhale, rolling the shoulders forward, release that. So we're going to come into now bow and arrow. So with that, we've practiced this in some sessions before. What we're going to do is inhale, sweep our arms up. I'm going to work with my chair seat. Again, if you need to have that chair back, turn your chair around. But I'm going to work from here. So I'm going to step my left foot back, and I'm going to keep my heel lifted. Now, if you want to keep a shorter stance than that's perfectly fine. Make sure you have a nice bend of that knee right over that heel. And you're going to take your opposite hand. Your right hand is coming to the back of the chair. From here, I'm going to let my forearm rest on the back of my chair, and I'm going to extend my fingers away as if I was shaking someone's hand. Now I'm going to make sure that my shoulder is right over my wrist, and so that may help me bring in my foot And so as I bring myself a little bit more forward, I'm shifting weight forward, my foot naturally wants to lift. And just like as if you had your strap, you're feeling not just your thigh muscles, but now I'm going to hold on to the chair seat. Your booty, your glute is activating. That's the power of a leg lift. Take another breath in here. If you want to extend the arm, fine. If you want to just hold into the chair, perfect. Set that foot down. Take that other foot back. Come into puppy dog just to release that. Really brief puppy in between. If you want to hang here, go for it. I'm coming forward to work the other side for our bow and arrow. So this time I'm just going to bring my left leg forward and just get into this position. So as I take that foot back, I'm going to finagle it back. My right heel is lifted over my toes. If that's not working for you, bring it in a little bit closer. Get that front knee right over your heel. And then you're going to take now your left hand to the back of the chair. So it's basically opposite hand and foot point away from each other as you're lifted. Now, if you're not lifting that leg very high, don't worry about it. I want you to feel, though, again, this hip will stabilize, so you'll feel work here even though it's not lifted, but you'll really feel the action in your booty. Squeezing that will help you lift that leg higher. And again, as if your foot was in that strap and you were pressing against the imaginary wall, really feel that action there. Take another breath in. If you want to just hold onto the chair back, go for it. And now exhale, gently set that foot down. One more time, coming into puppy dog to release those hips. Yep. So now you're starting to feel a little preview of where our balance and stability will go, of how we're going to strengthen those muscles, challenge them, make sure this feels good in your body. Always make sure this feels right. Take the modifications. Take a break. This is your practice, friends. Take another breath in here. Beautiful. And now inhaling, looking forward. Coming forward to your chair seat. Bending the elbows and knees. Press on up. And now taking hands to namaste, prayer position. Take them down at your heart. Take a moment to check in. Shoulders down. Unclench the jaw. And then catch your breath here. When you are ready, bring your hands down to the sides. We're going to take our block, but we're also going to turn our chair seat around. So we're going to work with the back of the chair. So I'm going to turn my chair around so that the back is available to me to use. Now, I may need to move a little bit back, and so we're going to work Utkatasana, fierce pose, chair pose. So this is essentially a squat, a yoga squat, but we're really going to go through the muscles and the mechanics of this. With your block or your firm cushion, take it in between your thighs, as close to the groin as possible, but again, make sure it's comfortable. I want you to be able to feel the press into the block, as if you are squeezing this block with your inner thighs. That's what we want to feel. Now, as you do that, you may feel some work in the booty, and we're definitely going to feel that as you keep that block in, and we go through the movement of this pose. So with that, I'm going to hold on to my chair seat, to the back of it. I'm going to just slightly, have about a foot or 2 feet behind the chair. And then with that, we're going to gently, as if we were sitting back in a chair behind me, as if I was going to sit onto Yoda's chair. I'm coming right into Baby Yoda's chair, bending the knees, look down and make sure that you are definitely not tracking over those toes. Now, as you squeeze into this block, feel now the base of your bum turning on. Now press down through your heels as you lift up, coming to standing. Keep squeezing into that block. Now release that, just holding the block in between the thighs. So what we want to feel is not just the activation of our thigh muscles, but of our bum, and also the stabilization of your core. All 4 sides of the chest, of the waist, are lifted. So again, one more time, get your stance. And now, as if you were sitting back, make sure the belly is strong so we protect the lumbar spine. You're sitting back, your booty goes back as far as you can. Again, can you flare your toes? Pressing down into the floor with your heels to come up to standing. Beautiful, there you are. Now one more time, and we're going to take our hands off the chair if you're ready for that. Utkatasana, fierce pose. Now you know why it's fierce. Here we go, friends. There's a lot of action going on. So, pulling the booty back, stabilizing the core. Squeeze into your block and feel those muscles turning on, all those trunk muscles. Your core is active. Take now your hands in front of you. Bring your shoulder blades down your back. If you'd like, you can lift the arms up into full Utkatasana. Take a breath in here. Beautiful. Exhale, push down through the heels. You should feel nothing in that lumbar spine. You should not feel a constriction or a jamming. If you do, we need to take the bum further back and really feel more work in those thigh muscles, but you should not feel anything in the spine. Yes, the back muscles may also be apparent. They're going to be talking to you. That's highly normal. Now, we're going to go through Utkatasana one more time. I'm turning my chair seat around, and it's going to lead us into our standing poses. So if you want to hold on to that block and keep it available to you, please do so. Go ahead and put it on your chair seat. Or maybe you want to try it again for this next Utkatasana of keeping that block in between the thighs as you link this into our standing series. So here we go. Toes are facing your chair seat. If that block is in between your thighs, awesome. Squeeze into it. Here we go. I'm taking my hands to my hips, pulling my booty back. Once again, squeeze into your block. Now feel that difference. Not holding onto the chair, holding onto your hips. Lift the chest. Lift all four sides of the waist. The belly is strong. And now from here, if you're ready, take your arms forward. If you're still working with the back of the chair, that's perfectly fine. Take another breath in here. Beautiful. Exhale. You're going to take your hands to the chair seat. You're going to step your left foot back. Plant it. Turn the foot out 45 degrees. Take your right toes underneath the chair seat. What a fancy transition we just did into Warrior One. So here you go in our bread and butter pose. Knee directly over that front heel. Back leg is straight and strong. Now already our thigh muscles are engaged because of the work we've done thus far. But really make sure that back thigh is strong, engaged, and pushing back through that entire back foot. From here, taking hands to the thigh, or bypassing that and coming up both hands or one at a time into your full Warrior One. Now again, right hip, we want to pull that back. You want your hips facing forward toward your chair seat. Take another breath in here. Beautiful. Exhale. Take your hands to your chair seat. And now from here, step that right foot back. Come into puppy dog. Releasing the hips, especially after all those Utkatasana. Pedal the knees, move the head side to side like a yes or no. And then keep pulling those hips up and back, booty toward the sky. Roll the shoulders away from the ears. Breathe in here. Exhale, feel the belly pulling back towards your hips. Inhale, gazing forward to your chair. Here we go. We're going to take now the left foot forward, toes under the chair, taking our right foot out 45 degrees, pressing through that strong, straight back right leg. Left thigh is engaged, but it's not doing all of the work. We have that knee right over the heel. If you need to do that little thumb trick, pulling that hip back, go for it. If you're ready, come into full Virabhadrasana 1, Warrior One. Beautiful. From here, take a breath in. Exhale, take those hands to the chair seat. This time you're taking your back foot forward. Step it forward, shake it out. Coming into a cat and cow to release. Inhale, rounding up. Exhale, pulling the chest through. And now from here, holding onto that chair seat, here we go. Coming right into our standing pose of Warrior One. Right foot under the chair, left toes go back, turned out. I'm going to come a little bit more forward so you can see the length of my stance. So my foot is completely flat, pressing into that floor. Pulling my right hip back. And now from here, in your Warrior One, coming right up. Feel that length. If your hands are on the thigh, one or both, that's perfectly acceptable. Or if you're still working the foundation of the legs at this point, perfectly fine. Be where you are. It's your practice. Take another breath in here. Beautiful. As you exhale, you're going to take your hands to the chair seat and now pivot that back foot up. So now you're in a high lunge stance. Now, yogi's choice for crescent pose, Anjaneyasana, that's to release and take the hands up in toward the sky, towards your ceiling. Now from here, I want you to feel the stability aspect. This is where balance comes from in this pose. Take your fingertips, tent them like spider fingers onto your chair, or you could use the block, holding onto the block even higher. Now, I want you to squeeze your inner thighs together like a pair of scissors. That's where this balance comes from. Yes, you're going to feel those muscles working, stabilization and activation. From here, if you'd like to come into full crescent pose, this is more advanced, but if you're ready for it, go. Otherwise, those of you who want to just stay here, if you need to take a break, come into Warrior One, perfectly fine. Hands down, and now from here, you're going to step your back foot forward, shake it out. I know, shake it out. We will release that after the other side. So here you go. Taking now left toes back into your Warrior One first. This is where you will feel, can you keep going energetically, or maybe you need to take a break, honor where you are. But if you're ready for more of our strengthening poses, then let's go. Right over that heel, get that back leg straight and strong, hip pulls back, and now you're coming into, once again, your Warrior One. Get the foundation of your pose. You know where we're going, there's no surprise here. Getting ready for our high lunge. As you exhale those hands down, now get that back heel up. Maybe this is a little uncomfortable to say the least, getting the ball of the foot directly under the heel. I know sometimes our feet don't cooperate, so be gentle with yourself. Get up as high as you can. I want you to focus on lifting up and squeezing your inner thighs together. Think of scissors. Even though they're not together, feel that squeezing action, just like the blocks, same muscles. From here, if you're lifting up into full Anjaneyasana, crescent pose, awesome. If you're working from here, even on a tall block, keep the work in the legs. I know they are talking to you. They're talking to me too. Take another breath in. Beautiful. And now, as you push forward, coming forward, shaking it out, we're going to inhale round for cat, exhale for cow, and now you're stepping back into puppy. Ooh, yes, beautiful. So friends, we're working up to our peak standing pose in this series. So as you shake the head side to side, maybe you want to come into a little twist. Take your left hand to the outside of your right shin or right thigh. Look underneath the right arm if that feels good. Keep pulling the hips back. Breathe in there. Switching sides when you're ready. Right hand to the outside of the left thigh or shin. Be where you are. Keep moving this shoulder blade down your back, like towards your back pockets is a nice direction. Of course, they're not going to reach your back pockets, but when we think of that image, it helps us take the shoulder blade definitely further down away from the ear. And then coming back to your chair seat, inhale, lifting up. We're coming now to our final standing section. Bending the elbows, pressing up. Exhale, here we go, resetting, coming to your Tadasana. How do you feel? Check in with your energy, check in with your breath. Calm it. Know that this practice, again, tailor it for you. Come back to it when you need a break. There's nothing wrong with doing that. So from here, we have our chair seat facing us. If you do need to turn the chair around, if you were working out with a bow and arrow, you may need to do that. Decide as we go along, kind of test the waters with this. But we're coming into Warrior 3, or at least our version of it, which is also known as Superman pose. So it's similar to bow and arrow, but it's a little bit more vigorous, if we will. So let's check it out. Here we go, friends. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, palms come down to your chair seat. From here, we're stepping our left leg back, coming into Warrior One, so no surprises here. Line it up. This should really feel fine. Again, your feet are on railroad tracks distance. They are not on a tightrope, so make sure your heels are separated as if they are on railroad tracks. Bring that front knee right over the heel. And now from here, feeling as if, in fact, I'm going to take my hands a little bit more forward on my chair seat, and I'm going to pivot my back foot up and draw it a little bit more forward so that my shoulders are over my wrists. I'm gonna come into frame a little bit more. So as you get the shoulders over the wrists, you feel more of your center of gravity coming forward. From here, lift the left leg, and then if you are good here, see if you can take your forearms stacked onto the back of your chair back. And now, can you lift the leg a little bit higher? Can you have a nice bend into that front knee to stabilize? Yep, your right hip is going what? Yes, we're getting stronger. That's a stabilizer. Keep squeezing your right butt cheek. That's where the power of a leg lift comes from. Take a breath in here. Beautiful. Exhale, lower that down. So the other option is to take your arms forward in full warrior three. We're going to take that right leg back, step it into puppy dog to release that. That's a big deal in your hips. Friends, if you want to take the option of lifting the leg in your, I'm out of frame, but I'm lifting my leg up and just kind of shaking it out in my dog, literally shaking out my puppy dog. So just like as a dog would shake out their leg, you may feel that in the hip, like you need to do that, very spontaneous. So go for it. Coming back now, this time the left foot comes forward. So I'm going to show the other option to come into warrior three. That's just with the arms extended. No big deal. Again, it's like, you know, the cherry on top, making it super fancy. So warrior one first. Get the legs strong. And then back heel up, just like we practiced with our high lunge. Bring the hands a little bit more forward to the chair seat. So now you can draw your center of gravity forward, and then that leg just lifts up, just like that. So as you keep lifting, now take the hands higher to the back of the chair. Keep a nice bend into that front knee. Again, now you're feeling that left hip stabilize you. Can you pull the left hip back to straighten you out? And then lift that right leg up. Again, as if you're pressing a wall, or maybe you want to point the toes. I don't know which version you're doing, so either is fine. Take another breath in here. Again, if you wanted to take your arms out, I'm totally out of frame for this. But imagine you're flying like Superman. You're totally welcome to do that. Otherwise, fall out of your pose like your teacher. Come back, hands down, foot goes back into puppy dog. See, friends, sometimes we bite off more than we can chew. So, shake it out, laugh it off. Balance is about falling. So laugh about it. Some days are way better than others. Some sides can be better than others. So breathe that out. Again, if you need to shake out your puppy dog, shake out a leg, go for it. If you need that twist, go for the twist. Just like we did before. Switching sides, feeling that twist. And now coming to the close of our standing poses. We're going to come to our chair for one more cat-cow, rounding up. Exhale for cow, bending the elbows, pressing up. And then exhale, palms come down. Beautiful work, everyone. So, balance while standing, not in our standing series of warrior. So, our last aspect is, we're going to take the chair just to have that next to us. So, I'm just going to put it a little bit more ahead of me so I can kind of move around it. I am going to take my strap. So get your strap. And now from here, we're going to practice our balance. So just like we did in our seated intro, you're going to loop your strap around your right foot. And you're going to take the strap in both hands into your left hand. Take your into your right hand. Take your hand to your chair just to stabilize. And then when you are ready, take your foot, lift it up. And then as you keep lifting up, firm your side hip in. Beautiful. And now, lifting up through the head, the heart, the chest. Hold onto your strap. Hold onto your chair. If you're good, take the arm out to the side. And then if you can lift that leg a little bit higher, I know it's a lot, maybe you could take the foot out to the side. Keep lifting up, keep lifting up. No big deal if you're not taking it out to the side. Be where you are. Take another breath in here. Beautiful. As you exhale, lower it back down. Shake it out. And then just moving on to the other side. So I'm just going to come to the other side of my chair. It's a little bit easier that way. Once again, laugh about your balance if it's not cooperating, okay? It's not a big deal. It's just yoga, friends. It's not a big deal. So with that, strap ready. Again, this is why a longer strap helps. So I always say at least 6 feet. Depends on how tall you are, of course. So remember that firming that side hip in of the standing leg is really key to keeping your balance as well. So with that, holding onto your chair, here we go, lifting up. Now, of course, use the strap to help assist you with the leg lift. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears. And now from here, firm your outer hip. Draw the shoulders down away from the ears. Lift the crown. And if you're ready, you take that arm out to the side. Test it here. And if you want to lift that leg a bit higher, maybe you're crawling along the strap, seeing how high you can get that knot. It's not the point. See where you are. Take that leg out to the side. Beautiful. Breathe in here. Lifting up. Take another breath in here. Fantastic. Beautiful. Gently bend that knee. Take that foot down. Shake it out. I'm going to set my strap here. Just shake it out. And now, here is our option for our little stretch to help release that. Again, 2 versions to see what's available for you. So I'm going to just hold onto my chair, and I'm just going to take either, we're going to do both feet, we're just going to do a nice quadricep stretch. You're also stretching out this front hip flexor, that quadricep muscle. Now, if this is not available to you, you're going to come to the chair seat. Keep stretching if you're doing the standing quadricep stretch. You're going to take your block. You've done this before. You're going to sit on your chair, hold on to the side of your chair, and take that foot onto the block. Make sure that this bum is off of the chair seat, and then use that, hold onto your chair, and draw that foot back on the block as much as you can. This front foot is stable, pressing into the floor to where you can feel that stretch in the hip flexor, the front of that thigh. Really feel that length, opening that up. So, yogi's choice here. Whichever feels best for you. Try both. They're both effective. They're both awesome. So, when you've got enough of that release and that stretch, take an inhale, take your foot off. Those of you that were standing, you're going to release that, come to the other side. So, I'm going to demo standing for this next one. So, but you get the drift, right? If you want to do the other side, you've got that available. So again, using the chair or not, another way to test your balance is just going for that stretch. Just holding on here, right? That's a balance right in itself. But otherwise, we're looking to just really release and stretch that. Can you take that knee further back? That's where you're going to really feel that stretch too. So your heel comes to your bum. It's not going to touch it, I know, unless you are super flexible and bendy. That's not me. But feeling that release, you'll know it feels okay. Your knee will also agree with it. Have a slight micro bend in that standing leg. Take another breath in here. As you exhale, gently lower that foot. And now we're going to take our hands, our forearms stacked on the back of the chair, widen our feet, and pull our hips back. Now, have a slight bend in the knees, but if you want to straighten the legs more, go for it. Your heart is lowering. Let your head just rest on your forearms like a pillow and feel that nice stretch. Breathe in here. And then as you inhale, lifting up, gently take your time walking to your chair seat. We're just going to conclude our sequence sitting in the chair. So one more stretch just to help release the hips. And that's our figure 4. So again, if you prefer doing this on the floor, awesome. Or even in bed, if that's something that is available to you. So what we're going to do is now, I'm going to take my right ankle across the top of my left knee. And again, your hip that will be stretched is that one that's on top. So from here, I like to hold on to my kneecap and my ankle I lift my heart, I lift my chest, I push my hips into the seat, and I let myself come forward. So my heart is drawing forward toward this shin. Now, flex this foot to protect that knee joint, and let yourself come forward. Now, your hip will tell you where its maximum is. You will know it. Some of you may still be up here. Again, everyone's body is different, so honor that. Make the stretch work for you. Let it be as intense as it feels appropriate, but never push past that edge of forcing a stretch or forcing a pose. Please. You don't need to do that. There's nothing to prove in your practice. Take another breath in here. And now as you inhale, coming back up, shake that out. Now here we go. This is where that thigh master kind of moving is good. It feels good this way, you know, just kind of pressing those knees together. And then here we go, opposite side. So friends, if you need a block to help do this, again, make it accommodated with props. Totally do that. Now one side may be tighter. This most likely will be my tighter side. So again, take the hand placement that you need, flex that foot, lift, and now draw yourself forward. Draw that heart forward. Keep pushing your hips into the chair. Can you actually feel both sitting bones press into your chair? That's optimal. Maybe you only feel one side predominantly, but can you make sure nothing's really lifted, that you have as much of an even pressure of sitting back into your chair? Now again, shoulders, blades down the back. Keep moving forward as you approach your max, and then don't go further than that. Breathe into the stretch. And then when you're ready, lifting back up. Undo the cross, shake it out. Now, if you want to go into the windshield wiper legs, go for it. Hold on to our chair seat, widen our feet, and we just tip our knees to one side. Again, this is much more accessible on the floor or in bed to really feel this stretch, to really feel a little bit more of the knees. We're kind of limited being in a seat, but of course it can still feel good. Or some of you may feel like this is good right here. I don't need to be on the floor or the bed. This is like awesome. We're coming down. We're really just doing our last initial stretches before our meditation, before our closing. So now one more time on each side if that feels good, or if you just wanted to do the thigh master. I'm going to have to come up with a different term for that. So now, here we are. Feet planted, just to close our practice. Friends, close your eyes. Let the natural rhythm of your inhales and exhales bring peace and calm, not just into your body, but into your energetic space. Once again, release the tension that you may be holding in not just your shoulders and your neck, but in your jaw, in your brow. Let that all just soften. And then taking our hands to Namaste, prayer position at the heart. Feeling your thumbs gently press into your sternum as you lift up while grounding through your feet, your hips. I want to thank you all for watching today and for allowing me to lead you in this practice. It is always an honor and a privilege, and I truly appreciate your support and your subscribing. The light in me recognizes and honors that same brilliant, beautiful light in each and every one of you. I humbly bow before you. Namaste.